everyone! Welcome to my debut. I did not prepare too much for this. I am just going in blind. But hello everyone! Hello. My name is Zenryo Sen, as you can see here. I guess we'll just dive right into it, I suppose. So, as you can see here, my name is Zenryo Sen. My height, 154 centimeters. I know I'm a little bit small, but, you know, everyone else is just skyscrapers in my opinion. I don't make the rules here. Color code, 58A794. Oops. And I actually have two color codes, you know? I couldn't decide on what to do. Yeah, let me actually just move myself here. I did not plan where I would put myself when I was making my debut of PowerPoint, honestly. I just kind of made it and I was like, after I put it in here, I was like, oh, yeah. So I'll just probably be moving around every so often while I'm here. But here, let me just move myself down here for now. Okay, yeah, so I have actually two color codes. I couldn't decide which one I wanted to use, so I just put both of them here, you know? Because they're just both really nice colors. Languages. I feel like I'm speedrunning this a little bit too much. I guess the nerves are kind of all over the place for me today, and also this is kind of unplanned, I'll be honest with you. I was just like, I have a free day today. I've finished everything that I was preparing for. Why not, right? Anyways, yeah. Languages. I am completely fluent in English. I grew up learning it. I have also studied a little bit about it, and because of one of my hobbies, which you will see later on, I would say that my proficiency in English is a lot higher than some people. Of course, there is always more for me to learn, but again, it's something that I am confident in. I am confident in writing it, I am confident in speaking in it, and I know, you know, English in itself is a very difficult language in the way that its grammar rules are just kind of all over the place, in my personal opinion anyways. But yeah, I am completely fluent in English, so that's going to be the primary, if anything, my main language that I will be speaking in for my streams. Cantonese is something that I grew up sort of learning. It's what we speak around the house at home, and it's like the language that I primarily use to communicate with my grandparents. But I personally don't know too much Cantonese itself. I know how to say a little bit, like 我知講我個名係 Zenryo Sen 啦，我中意嗰啲嘢乜嘢，我唔知講好多㗎，我知講好少，我唔知讀啲書，我唔知讀 I don't know. Anyways, I don't speak Cantonese often, so it's not exactly the most amazing thing in the world. If anything, my Cantonese is actually quite poor. I probably know more Japanese than Cantonese at this point because I am actively studying Japanese. I'm nowhere near fluent in it, but Japanese is something that I am slowly working towards being fluent in. It is going to take me a little bit of time since I only get so much time to study in between my actual job and this, and yes, that's right, I am doing a full-time job on top of this now. I'll explain more about that later, sort of, maybe if I remember to. But yeah, Japanese, it's something that I am slowly working towards in terms of proficiency. It's just going to take me a little bit of time to do that. I am studying every so often. It's not as often as I would like, but I do know a little bit, and I hope that in time I will be able to communicate in it. Not exactly fluently, although that is my hope for the future, but enough that I will be able to be at a conversational level. I don't know much right now, but you know, we'll see how it goes. Let me introduce myself in Japanese for you. 皆さんはじめまして。私は全類予選です。よろしくお願いします。Age, not important. Birthday, January 6th. Let's see, I don't think there's anything else I need to do right here, right? You know what, let's just move on to the good stuff. Alright, my likes and dislikes. Let me just move myself. Where the hell should I even move myself? Okay, you know what, I'll just put myself right here for now, and then I'll just move myself afterwards. Anyways, my likes and dislikes. Okay, there is a lot of things that I like, a lot of things I don't like, but off the top of my head when I was making this is what comes to mind, okay? So, my likes. I like creative writing. I have been doing creative writing for a good majority of my life. I would say I've been doing it since a little bit more than 12 years or something like that. I have not counted the years, I'll be honest with you, but let's just say it's been a long time. Mainly, I guess I would say I started writing right when I entered high school, so when I was 14 years old, and then all the way up until now, which is however many years have passed. It's something that I love to do, and I have written a lot of fics before, and I'm still currently writing a whole bunch as well. I don't know, last time I checked, I have more than, I think, 1,000 documents in my Google Docs. But 90% of those are things that I just have not posted because they're not really finished works. The amount of finished works that I do have range maybe less than 20, I would say. But I do constantly write, I do constantly create whatever comes to mind for me. It was always a way for me to, I guess I would say, give myself an outlet of sorts. I am a very awkward kind of person, if you can't already tell, and I don't know, growing up, especially when I got to high school and it's like all stressful for me and whatnot with the deadlines and the mounting pressures, I ended up finding creative writing, and creative writing is just one of the hobbies that I love to do. I think I've really come a long way since then, from just reading and discovering fics to learning how to write them, creating my own based upon what I love, what sort of media I love rather, and anything in regards to that, I am working on something right now, and I really do wish I had a lore video to give you guys, but I didn't want to just make my own because I don't have the artistic ability, in my honest, genuine opinion, to make something like that and live up to the standards that I want to hold it to. I will maybe eventually commission someone to do the art for me, and then I'll do the voiceovers myself for the story that I have written. But for now, I guess all you need to know is that I am a wandering dragon. I probably should have said that at the start actually, but my mind is all over the place right now. But yes, I am a wandering dragon. I have been traveling the world and writing about my adventures, about everything that I have learned, everything that I have seen, and I want to share that all with you. Moving on. Arts and crafts. Arts and crafts, collecting stationery. I really love doing all of those things that you see listed right now. I like doing bujo, and because of that I like collecting stickers, I like collecting fountain pens and inks, I like collecting washi tape. I have an inadvisable amount of all of those things except for fountain pens and inks. Those are a little bit too expensive for me to collect in bulk, but stickers and washi tape, I have a ridiculous amount of them and I really, really need to get through them. So I might have some streams where I am just doing Bujo in my spare time, decorating journals and notebooks, and then just writing down my thoughts on stream. I might make those hand cams actually, but I do have to first research how to do hand cams. But in the meantime, yeah, Bujo, it's one of my favorite things to do. I have not done much of it recently because I have been busy and work has been stressful to a degree, and also the weather is just ass outside, and because of that it's difficult to find the time to do Bujo. But I am slowly changing my schedule once again to include that, maybe doing it once a week, just because it is a stress reliever for me and I really do love it. Wax sealing, it's something I've always really liked as well. I have collected quite a bit of stuff for that and haven't done anything in a while because I genuinely don't actually know what to do with all of the wax seals that I make, but I'll figure it out eventually. Like, putting it in my journals when I do Bujo is an option, but that makes the journals kind of bulky, so it's kind of hard to, you know, put it away afterwards, because my last journal that I filled out is a mess. It is too bulky, it's not flat at all, but, you know, it makes me happy, and I think that's what matters the most, you know? Recently, I have been making rosettes. You will see in a little bit that the game that I love to play, I've been collecting merch for, and because of that, I have been making rosettes. I've made myself my own Ita bag. I like making things. I like doing things with my hands, as you can see by the building stuff section right after that. I've even built like my own little shelf to hold my mini shrine for my merch. Like, I don't know, building things is just very satisfying to me, in my general opinion. It is something that I can do mindlessly, but it's something that I enjoy regardless, because it's, you know, again, a stress reliever, but it's also something that I love to do, even though I don't do that as often because I just don't know what to make sometimes. But all of that stuff, Bujo, wax sealing, making rosettes, that all falls under the building stuff category, and if that doesn't show how much I love doing stuff like that, I don't know what does, you know? I accidentally just hit my mic just now, but let's hope that that did not pick up the sound. Anyways, moving on, gacha games. If there's one thing you need to know about me, is that I love gacha games, which is very unfortunate. You will see my list of gacha games, which does not include everything that I've played in the past, but the list is, it shows the time intensive, you know, the time sinks that I've just spent on those games that I played. Sports wise, I like doing swimming and I like doing archery. I go swimming a couple times a week depending on how my schedule is and how exhausted I am during the week. But I do make an effort to go at least twice a week minimum. I do it to keep in shape and also because it just makes me feel good. I don't like sitting around all the time, even though I always complain, yeah, I want to sit around and stuff, but I don't know, just staying stationary for too long is not ideal for me. It makes me too restless. So I go swimming just to stay in shape, because it's, you know, good for your health and whatnot, and just because I like it. Archery, it's also something that I've picked up lately, if you can call like 2 years ago lately. I have not actually been to the range recently. The range is a little bit further out for me, and to commute there would take a lot of time, and because I don't have a car, it's something that I don't do very often, but I do love doing archery, and it's something that I do want to do more of in the future and learn more about. I am only just a beginner in it, but one day I sure really do hope that I will, I guess, I don't know, like, getting good in archery is not my main goal. just doing archery itself, it's very relaxing to me. Like most of my hobbies, it is something that I do for a stress reliever, and I don't know, having the burn in your arms and just the sounds of hearing the arrows hit your target, it's something that's great when you need something to do something to just zone out, to just, you know, one of those days where you need to not think anymore, and archery is one of those things for me. Moving on, I really like cleaning. I don't really have much to say about that. It is pretty self-explanatory. I like cleaning. I hate clutter, as you can see in the dislike section. I don't like mess. I don't know, everything is just very organized for me. I'm someone who loves, well, not loves exactly, but I guess you would say I am someone who needs to operate on a schedule, and because of that, I don't like any sudden changes, as you can see in the dislike section here. You know, I don't very sudden changes to my schedule. I dislike it greatly. But yeah, being clean, being neat, being organized, I need that in my life. I mean, it's more like I would say how do I even say this? I'm a person that's based on routine. I'm a creature that's based on routine. I do pretty much the same things every single day because I don't like any sudden changes to it. And you know, being clean, being neat, being organized, no clutter, no sudden changes, that's what I thrive on, and it's how I function. More on that another time, I guess. I don't know what to say. I chose a very bad day to debut. You know, right now it's like a heat wave and it's nearing 40 degrees humidex. And I live in a room that's west facing. I don't know what the hell I'm saying. The color green is something I really enjoy. My walls are green in my room. Green is just a very nice, pleasing color to me. And, you know, by my assets, my overlays itself, you can tell I like the color green. Another thing that I like, beets, fish, deep fried scallops, and strawberries. These are my favorite foods. However, with beets, it has to be cooked beets, not raw, not vinegared. Just cooked beets. I probably should have specified that when I was typing that up, but cooked beets. Cooked beets are the way to go, okay? Not vinegared, not raw, but cooked. Because not only is it good for you, but it tastes good. I like fish a lot, mainly raw fish. Sashimi, that's my go-to, but I also really like steamed fish. Fried fish is okay. Deep fried is delicious, but steamed is my #1 way to go if I don't have access to sashimi. Deep fried scallops are my favorite thing in the world. I need you to know this. Aside from strawberries, they're my favorite. Every time I go to a sushi restaurant and they have the deep fried scallops, I order an inadvisable amount of them. It is insane. The other day I went to a sushi restaurant with my family for Father's Day, and guys, it's the first time I have ate sushi, or deep fried scallops rather, in like, I don't know, 2 years or something, ever since the pandemic or whatever. And it was the most beautiful thing in the world. You don't understand. I love deep fried scallops, and I really need to get my hands on figuring out how to make those, even though I hate cooking with a passion, which I did not put in this likes and dislikes list, but I need you to know I don't really like cooking. I like the process of it, but I don't like how much time it takes. But, you know, in order to live, we do need to cook, so it is what it is. Strawberries, my favorite fruit in the world. Enough said. You can probably just easily bribe me with it, and I would say yes, 100%, depending on what the request is. But you know, you could just give me a pack of strawberries for my birthday or something. You know, strawberry Pocky, superior above all else. Give me a 1 pack of those during my birthday, and I'll say yes to anything, basically. Like, I don't know how to tell you. I'm a slut for strawberries. Dislikes. I am terrified of bugs. There's really nothing else I need to say. That I am so scared of them. It's like, I'm scared of butterflies, guys. Don't make fun of me, okay? They're so scary, okay? They're creepy. When you look at them closely, they're just like all, ugh. I can't do it, man. I can't. Anyways, I hate bugs. End of story. I don't like always being sleepy. I live in a constant state of exhaustion. It's not something that I can change, which is why sometimes you might hear me being kind of tired most of the time. I will, of course, make an effort to be a little bit more energetic while I'm streaming, but again, it is something that is not... It's something that I can't really change. I have been to the doctors about it, and it's tied to something with my health, I suppose, but my health and my mental health, to be exact. But I am doing the best that I can every single day, and just know that even if I am feeling a little bit tired, if I am being a little bit quiet, it doesn't change the fact that I am doing something that makes me happy, and that I am trying my best. So just know I'm just a sleepy little guy, and there really is nothing I can do about that. But we try our best anyways, regardless. In terms of other dislikes, water-based foods. I don't like water-based foods, if only because they're too watery. I don't like celery. It's the worst thing in the world. You cannot convince me otherwise. I don't like tomatoes on its own. I can have them in sandwiches and things, but on its own I cannot. But also, in general, I try to avoid tomatoes because of dietary reasons. And then watermelon, they're okay in smoothies. On its own, very mid. I'm sorry, guys. But if it's any consolation, I do like soup. Soup is delicious. Which is ironic, considering I hated soup as a kid. But, you know, I love soup now, and that's all that matters. I don't like cold stuff. Cold stuff is, well, I have sensitive teeth, so there's a reason for that. But I do like them on occasion, but again, because of my sensitive teeth, it is difficult to eat for me to eat anyways. Sweets, it's the same thing. Not really... It is sensitive for me when I eat sweet things as well, but... And I do like the taste of them, it's just that my tolerance for sweet foods is just ridiculously low. I take one bite of a small piece of chocolate and I'm like, I'm done. Then again, maybe it's because I don't actually like chocolate all that much. I don't actually know. But in general, anyways, I don't really like sweets all that much because of my tolerance, even though I do like the taste of it. So I do try to avoid it when I can. And because of that, I actually don't eat that much junk food, which is a surprise to like everyone that I've known. They're like, wow, Zen, you eat so healthy, and it's only because I just don't eat junk food. Clutter, I explained that a little bit earlier, so I don't think I need to go over that again. I hate clutter, I don't like mess. If you leave a mess in front of me, I will ask you to clean it up. Enough said. Same thing with the schedule thing. I am a creature based on routine. I don't like sudden changes. You have to give me at least a day notice in advance if you want any changes, because otherwise I am going to be kind of upset about it. I don't know if this is tied to something else in regards to myself. I have yet to see a doctor about that, but it's not something I really want to speak about anyways. But in any case, it is who I am, and it is who I have always been, so no sudden changes, please. And if it is, I do understand that life is unpredictable, but okay, I will do my best. No sudden changes, because I just don't like it. And the heat, oh god, I hate the heat. If I had to choose, I would prefer the cold. I hate the heat. I don't like sweating. I don't like how it makes you sleepy. And you know, right now with the heat wave, I chose a very bad day to debut, but you know, I guess that's with the heat addling my judgment. In any case, we ball regardless. Alright, let's move on because it's already been half an hour and wow. I thought I wouldn't have a lot to say, but I guess I do. Games. Some of these games are things that I've played before, are the games that I have played before. Some of them I don't really play as often anymore, but let's get into it. Ensemble Stars. I need you guys to know, this is my lifeblood. OnStars is something that I really love. It has been something that I have been playing as of late, and something that I have played for before in the past. I did play Basic in around 2016, but I didn't really play it for that long, so it's only been like a year or almost 2 years since I've started playing music, and it's something that I just play almost every single day. I love OnStars, and if you must know, I am, in fact, Crazy BP! Okay? Listen, I love Crazy B. There is just so much that I have to say about it, but I don't want to spend my entire debut stream just talking about it like that. But just know, I am a Crazy BP, but I mainly produce Himeru and Rine. I love them both so much. They are so... Crazy B is just so found family. It's insane. I love them so much. Okay. No more on Stars. I have to control myself. Okay. The next one, Arknights. Arknights is something that I actually play fairly frequently. I am very on and off about it, but it is something that I always go back to. Simple. It's a tower defense game, but it's nowhere near simple. Lately, I don't remember too much of the story, to be honest. I stopped somewhere around Lungmen and then haven't touched the main story since. I did go through some of the main story just to get the materials, but story-wise, I actually have not read too much of it, even though I know it is a good story. I do plan to go back to it at some point. I might just read it on the stream with you guys, because I think that might be the only way for me to get off my ass and just read it. Although in my defense, the reason why I have not read it is because every single time I see the text, my brain just blue screens. I am so sorry. It's just, you know, my attention span is not great, but I'll do my best. Because I do know Arknights has a wonderful story. Oh, my bad. Anyways, you didn't see that, but yeah, Arknights has a wonderful story, and I really do want to learn more about it, but it is going to take me a bit of time to catch up on it. I will probably be using my main account for that, because I just really do not want to start a new one. So you'll probably see me go through a lot of the stages really quickly because of my operators being higher level and fully built, but you know, anything for the story. Wuthering Waves is something that I have been enjoying as of recently. I don't know too much about it, even though I am caught up on the main story so far, but I have been liking it a lot more than I did Genshin Impact and Honkai Star Rail. Genshin, which you see at the bottom there on the right, I have played it for quite a bit, but I stopped a little bit after Sumeru, if only because the movement has started to make me a little bit motion sick. I do get motion sick on occasion, but with Genshin, it just takes it to a whole new level. I think it might be because of the motion blur. I don't actually remember if I can turn that off, but even if I do, it gets really, really laggy even with my PC, which is kind of crazy because my PC isn't, it might not be the greatest, but it's also not the worst either. And, you know, I don't know, Genshin is something I don't think I will end up revisiting, even though I do love it and its story itself. But yeah, in terms of games, I think the main three that I am focusing on now, that is like, I guess, gacha, daily, whatever, OnStars, Arknights, and Wuthering Waves. Those are the main three that I am playing right now. Anything else that you see in this list, they are things I might occasionally revisit, like Twisted Wonderland and For All Time. I love those two wholeheartedly, but the burnout is insane. Grand Blue Fantasy, I am actually a seasonal player for that, so I don't think I can claim as being a diehard fan because I am seasonal. I started playing when What Makes the Sky Blue 2 dropped, because I remember seeing my cousin playing the game, and when I walked by and saw his screen and saw Sandalphon, I was like, oh, hello, who is this? And then the rest was history. I ended up playing What Makes the Sky Blue 2 without having read the prologue and part 1, and I was bawling like a little kid, bawling like a baby. If that doesn't tell you how amazing their story writing is, I don't know what else. I didn't know the characters, I didn't know anything about the game, but when I read What Makes the Sky Blue 2, I was sobbing my eyes out. It's amazing, and I would recommend Grand Blue Fantasy to anyone that did want to try and get into it. Like, even I wanted to get into it because I know, again, it has an amazing story. It's just that I just can't find myself getting into it as much as other games for some reason, and I'm not sure why, but I do come back every so often, you know, because being the seasonal player that I am, I do come back pretty often to it. And it's, you know, Gachapon season. I don't think I need to say much else. Twisted Wonderland is something I do come back to very often, but the burnout has been hitting me insane. I love Twist. I love everything about the story. I love the characters. And, you know, my friends and I, we have our own little server where between the three of us, we have our own OCs for Twist. And I think the reason why I am still into it is because of my friends and our OCs. We love them dearly. There's nothing much I can say about that. But yeah, Twist, I love it, but the gameplay is just too draining to me personally, even though there's not much that you can do. It is an auto game, something that you leave on in the background as you play, but I don't know, it's too much for me, I guess. Too mindless. I need something that can draw my focus, something that I can do. And the difference between that and OnStars, Arknights, and Wuwa is that those ones do require my own input, whereas Twist you can just leave on in the background, and I think because it is something that you can auto, it just makes me restless. So yeah. Fate Grand Order. I have not touched this game in forever. I think the last time I played was like, what, 2018? I was one of the OG players. I started sometime back in 2016, I think. And I remember the exact moment. It was like a winter day, and it was like I was home from school. And I remember just opening up my game, and I started playing around the time that Nobu dropped, Archer Nobu, the original one. And, you know, it's been history since then. Fate Grand Order has a wonderful, wonderful story. I followed it I followed the singularities as they were dropping in real time on the English server. And when I read Solomon, I was just bawling my eyes out. Fate, for all of its faults, it's a wonderful game. It has a wonderful story, it has a wonderful franchise. I love Fate so much. I haven't revisited as of late, but one of my friends is getting into it, so I might actually just rewatch the anime. I just love it. But my god, just thinking about the game itself gives me a headache. I love it, but the grinding just takes way too much time, and I have a vendetta against Thomas Edison. FGO, you're dead to me. All this time that I've been rolling for Berserker Coup, and I only got you instead. I'll never forgive you. My favorite character in Fate is Coup, Lancer Coup, Berserker Coup, Caster Coup, Setanta, whatever you want to call him. I don't want to say his full name because I know for a fact I'm going to butcher it. But yeah, Coup. I love him. I love that silly little guy. No luck whatsoever. Love that for him. For all time, Love Rush Chronicles. I love you, my beloved. But I don't know. I'm lazy. I just don't want to play. I do log in every so often. And For All Time does have a wonderful story. I feel like I'm saying that for everything, but you know, as a writer, I do have to put in my 2 cents and appreciate it when I do come across it. So, you know, For All Time, I'll visit that eventually. I haven't listed it here, and before I forget, Tears of Themis is also a wonderful game, but I don't think I will ever play that anymore, if only because I am a little bit pissed about them dropping the events earlier than they should have. So kudos to them for having an amazing story, but you know, when you see a very blatant money grab, you can't help but be a little bit upset. Anyways, A3, I love this game. I'm so sad that the English server died. And I don't actually know if the JP one is still up, but if it is, oh, maybe I should go back to it. I don't know. The story itself, I remember crying at the end of the Spring Troop story, and I was like, wow, I love these silly little guys. Chigasaki Itaru, you are the love of my life, you little gremlin. Okay, let's speedrun this a little bit because it's getting closer to an hour, and I'm like, wow, I haven't even gotten through half of these slides. Actually, I'm 3 out of 6. Anyways, Stardew Valley, love that to death. I play it when I just need something to get my mind off things, and it's really just nice to just relax to. Hakuoki, this is my comfort visual novel. It's one of the first visual novels I have ever played, and I just love it wholeheartedly. Okita Soji, love of my life, love that guy for real. Cafe Enchanté, that is one of my more newly discovered visual novels. As much as I love visual novels, I actually haven't played too many, but I am going to make an effort now. As per these streams, as you'll see in the future, I am going to be playing quite a few visual novels, and because I have quite a bit of a backlog of them, as you can see later on in my goals section, which is one of my goals to get through. But yeah, Cafe Enchanté, I did not expect to love it as much as I did, because I think some of the reviews that I've read were very mixed about it, but Cafe Enchanté, this is my other comfort visual novel. I love it so much. Ignis, you're just a funny little guy, an adorable little guy. I love you. Variable Barricade, I have only played one route so far, and I do plan to play the rest on stream. This is just one of the funniest visual novels I have ever come across, and I love it a lot. And I do know that I will love it more once I do play through the other routes. I've played through Taiga's route, but I haven't played through everyone else's yet, so I don't know what the hell goes on in the other ones, but we'll see. You'll get to see my real live reactions for them then. Legend of Zelda, Pokemon, you know, the staples, I love them. There's not much else I needed to expand on for that, I think. Baldur's Gate 3, that is something that I have been playing lately, have not actually played since January, which is insane. I should probably go back to that because that was a really fun game. I might actually do some stuff on stream with that. Although if you see me just randomly starting games in the middle of the game itself, my bad. It's just that I don't know. I don't want to start new for something, so you might just see me just randomly start on my own save files. Except for maybe Stardew Valley. I might start a new one because the other one is under my other name that I use, and I don't want that. I should probably make them under my current name as Zen. Anyways, Disco Elysium, I need to finish that game. That is a very fantastic game, although it does require a lot of brain power on my end, but everything about it is just phenomenal. Token Ranbu, I have not played that lately. I don't plan to go back, but I do love all the Token boys, Token Danshi, very much. I hope you did not hear that. I am a little bit hungry at this time. It is about time I eat lunch, so I am going to speedrun this. Hades, I remember playing that quite a bit while back. I have not finished it. I got through to the end the first time, and then I just have not played again after that because I was like, wow, time to take a break, and then I just never went back. Valorant, I really like Valorant, but I have not played a lot of it because, I don't know, for team games like that, I do prefer having friends to do it with, but the friend that I play Valorant with, she is a little bit busy, so I have not had the time to play it, and I don't really like solo queuing, but I think on stream it might be a little bit okay, so I might stream a few Valorant matches then. I won't be amazing. I have very little experience with FPS games, and I have not touched Valorant in a long time. Probably, I have played a few matches recently, but just one here and there. But if I really wanted to put it into perspective, the last time I actually played a lot, which is actually not that much to begin with, but the last time I played a lot was probably before Pearl dropped, the Pearl map dropped. So, let this be known, I am still kind of a beginner to Valorant. But, you know, we can only go up from here in terms of skill, right? Hang on, let me just... Let me move here. Okay. Divinity Original Sin, I love that game to bits when I last played it back in high school. I might actually do a rerun of that with you on stream, because I don't remember anything about it actually. And because it is by the same creators as Baldur's Gate 3, I'm sure we'll have a good time. Super Auto Pets. Sometimes I just need something to clear my head. Super Auto Pets gets the job done. What's there not to like about it? I hear Worm Build is the way to go, but again, I have not played it in a while, so I don't know what the new meta is right now. But yeah, Super Auto Pets, y'all should give it a try. Final Fantasy and Kingdom Hearts, I sort of grew up playing these games, but I have not actually played too many of them on my own. I do have a couple waiting in my Steam for me to get through, and by that I just mean Final Fantasy VIII. I do want to meet Leon. I've not gotten to it yet. I've played 7, I've played 15, I've played 13, 13-2, 13 Lightning Returns, except I have not finished that. I played 4, I think. Also played 7 Remake. I have not personally played 10, but I have watched someone else complete it. And by that I mean my brother. Listen, okay. I actually have not played too many games on my own in terms of like console games, if only because it was just never my turn on the Xbox when I was a kid. So I'm very late to some of these. But yeah. Kingdom Hearts, same thing there. I think the first one I've actually ever played myself was 3. But I do know what happens before. No, actually, wait. No, I've played Birth by Sleep before, and Birth by Sleep is one of my favorites for Kingdom Hearts. I think between Birth by Sleep and Kingdom Hearts 3, those are the only 2 that I have actually played. The other ones I do know stuff about, but I don't know the exact details. but I know what happens. I kind of want to play 1 and 2 as well, but I don't actually know if I have the hardware for that, much less the software. Persona 5, I have not actually finished that game. I had the original one, not Royal. I do plan to play it eventually when I do buy Royal on Steam, but let's just say, Okamura's Palace, I hate you with a passion. I did speak a little bit of Genshin Impact earlier, so I guess I can skip that. Honorable mention to World of Warcraft. I grew up playing World of Warcraft. I think my earliest memory of gaming is World of Warcraft because my dad introduced me to it, and despite everything wrong with Blizzard as of late, I still love this game wholeheartedly, except, you know, the current later patches, whatever. I stand by saying that Burning Crusade and Wrath of the Lich King are the best patches, and then it just kind of went downhill with Cataclysm, but what can you do? They've already changed everything. I have not touched World of Warcraft in a really long time, but it holds a special place in my heart because of that. I do want to explore Final Fantasy XIV. I did explore a little bit before, but I have not played past level 20. But I really want to play it for the story because so many people have hyped it up, so many people have said good things about it, and from the other past Final Fantasy games that I have played, I do know that the story will be fantastic, and I really do want to enjoy that and, you know, enjoy it all with all of you as well. Okay, anime and manga. Let me just move myself back over here. If anyone were to ask me what my favorite anime, manga, whatever is, my immediate answer would be One Piece. I grew up watching One Piece. I love One Piece. I don't know what else to say about that. Also, just as a reminder, or disclaimer rather, the stuff that you see here is not everything that I've seen, obviously, but these are just things that I've managed to scrape out of the top of my head when I was making this PowerPoint, so there is obviously a lot, but if you can't tell already, a good majority of these are just shonen and sports anime, because those are what I prefer. I don't watch or read a lot of shoujo, but I do enjoy on occasion. But yeah, One Piece, The Gray Man, love The Gray Man. I would recommend it to anybody. I do need to get caught up, so please no spoilers. Haikyuu holds a very, very special place in my heart. I love that to death. Run with the Wind, a wonderful, wonderful sports anime, except it's less about the sport itself, I would say, and more about the found family-ish aspect. Mob Psycho 100, Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood, Kono Oto Tomare. I was not expecting to like that as much as I did, but I do really, really love it. I should get caught up on that. Hunter x Hunter is something that I did watch recently, and while it's not my favorite thing in the world, I do see where the hype comes from, and it is a good story. Chimera Ant Art kind of broke me. I watched that on the plane ride, and my cousins were laughing at me when they saw me crying. But anyways, Hunter x Hunter, I do recommend that to anybody. Avatar: The Last Airbender, if you have not watched this and you think it's, oh, it might be childish, oh, it's for kids, don't think that way. Avatar: The Last Airbender is one of the most amazing pieces of media that I have ever had the pleasure of watching. I really do want to rewatch it. It's just the story writing, the morals of the story, anything from it is fantastic. It's amazing. I have no words for it. I don't know. I feel like I say that for everything, but I genuinely mean it this time. Avatar: The Last Airbender is one of the most amazing things I have ever had the pleasure of coming across. Enough said. This, I don't know if it can exactly qualify as falling under anime manga, but I really did like Castlevania, and I do want to explore the games itself later on in the future. I don't know when I'll get around to doing that, or even how, because I don't think those games are on Steam, but I will figure that out in the future. Studio Ghibli things. As always, you can't go wrong with Studio Ghibli. Kiki's Delivery Service is one of my favorite movies, but I guess my most favorite would be Howl's Moving Castle. Kimetsu no Yaiba, Maji, I love Maji. I don't want to speak about the ending because I don't know what the hell is going on there, but you know, Maji, I love it. Diamond no Ace, Yomibushi Pedal, Free. Love my sports animes. I don't really know what else to say about that. I love Free. I miss it. Rin, love of my life. I miss you. Natsuya, I also miss you. I don't know, Exorcist. I hear they are getting a remake or something like that. I don't actually know, but you know. Kuroko no Basket. Kuroko has a very special place in my heart. It's kind of mid regardless because of all the bullshit you go through, but I love Kuroko. It's probably, I would say, one of my most memorable anime. If only because I remember watching it when I was like, what, 14, 16, whatever, and it was, I guess, kind of my introduction into fandom at that time. I did know about fandom before that, but I never really interacted with it until I started watching Kuroko, until I started getting really into it. So Kuroko, because of that, holds a very special place in my heart. Black Butler, Tower of God, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, one of my most favorite anime in the world. I love JoJo's. My most favorite part would probably be Diamond is Unbreakable, part 4. And then after that, I guess I would say part 3, part 5. And then everything else, I suppose. I have not read JoJolion as of yet, or JoJo Land. I think that one already released, I'm not entirely sure. But I'll get to those eventually. Akatsuki no Yona, I really need to catch up on that. Akatsuki no Yona, one of... I don't want to say favorite, but I did really enjoy reading it when it came out. And I don't even remember where I left off. But I hear Hak and Yona did kiss. And I was like, what? When my friend told me, and I was like, wow. I love those two so much. They're so adorable. Durarara, another thing that I loved, another thing I don't really know how to explain. If someone were to ask me, it's the same thing as JoJo's. If someone asked me, hey, what is this about? I would not be able to give you a straight answer simply because I personally also do not know. But yeah, I like Durarara. Izaya, love my life. Love that guy. Neon Genesis Evangelion, Jujutsu Kaisen, Naruto. I don't want anyone to say anything about this because, you know, a lot of people are like, oh, Naruto's cringe. You're cringe. Screw you. Okay? But like, no, I just have a soft spot for Naruto. It's one of the staples, I guess you would say, in anime. One of the mainstream ones. But despite all of Naruto's faults, I did genuinely enjoy it. The world building, I love that. The characters, I also love that. Although they could have been better. Sakura, my girl, you deserve so much better. But yeah, I kind of... Naruto is one of those things I have a soft spot for, you know? Anyways, moving on, because we are hitting the 1 hour mark, and I am kind of hungry. Other media, we'll speedrun this for real this time. Donghua or books, The King's Avatar. King's Avatar, my comfort... whatever piece of media, I guess you would call it. I love The King's Avatar. It's something that I will always go back to. I know season 3 is airing at this time, but I don't have access to it yet because it's not international on WeTV or Tencent. But when it is, it's over. Scum Villain Self-Saving System, Heaven's Official Blessing, and Modazushi. These 3 MXTX books were my introduction to Donghua, I guess you would say, not including King's Avatar. I do plan to read more of this stuff. I have some stuff on the back burner, but I just have not had the time or the energy to get to it. And out of the 3 things from MXTX, Scum Villains is my favorite, which might surprise some people, but because I know Scum Villain isn't exactly the most popular of the 3 books, but to me, I love Scum Villain to death. It's one of those hee hee ha ha hoo hoo funny kind of things where I can just kind of not really relax, but it's something that I know I can always go back to and just have a good laugh. And I guess because of that, it's one of my favorites, and also because, you know, it's just very, very relatable with whatever silly little things Shang Jingha and SQQ get up to. Heaven's Official Blessing, that thing broke me. I don't want to say much more about it. I just recommend you give it a good read if you want to cry. Grandmaster Demonic Cultivation, I know this more as Modazushi, which is why I put it in the brackets, because I would not have remembered what it was otherwise, to be honest. But yeah, this was my first one that I've read from Moshang Tongshu, and as much as I do like it, it's not my favorite out of the three. Again, my favorite is Scum Villain, but it's still good in its own way. Music-wise, I will be honest with you, I don't listen to too much outside of video game and anime OSTs and also OnStar's music. I listen to those two pretty much exclusively right now, if only because I am a bit lazy, and because, I don't know, I love jamming to OnStar's music, so those are pretty much all I've listened to. I do delve a little bit into Hitmic as well as Paradox Live. I'm not caught up though, but I do love their music also. 1OK Rock, I love 1OK Rock. Enough said. Radwimps, Kenshi Yonezu, Uranus, Shudo. Shudo is one of the newer ones that I've just discovered, if only because a certain VTuber did a cover on it and I was like, wow, I love this. So yeah, I started exploring a little bit of Shudo's stuff. I have not explored too much, but In the Back Room is one of my favorite songs. Canaria, Miss Green Apple, Eme, Man with a Mission, Alexandros, Sawano, Hiroyuki, Stereo Dai Foundation, Fujikaze, Mire, Rude Alpha, I don't actually know how to pronounce it, I never bother searching that up, I should probably do that. Lisa, Yasobi, Official Hige Dandism, 7 Billion Dots, My First Story, Spire, Sid, Bumper Chicken, Unison Square Garden, Penguin Research. I love Penguin Research. I should also mention that I am a very casual listener when it comes to music, so I don't know too much about the bands or the artist itself, but I like the music, and I guess that's good enough. 17 Stray Kids, I like K-pop as well. Obviously this is not the full list of K-pop I like. I also like BTS, I like... What else do I like? I forgot literally everything. I haven't listened to K-pop in so long, but I do like a lot of K-pop music. I just have not explored too many of them. What is it? What else do I like? TXT. I might explore ATEEZ, because I know one of my friends really likes them, but I just have not had the time to do it yet. But yeah, I don't know. I just like it, you know? If I like it, I like it. That's enough for me, I suppose. Goals. Okay. I hope I don't spend too long on this. I am talking a lot more than I thought I would. Anyways, my goals. My main goal when it comes to streaming is just to get better at talking and to not be afraid to be myself. I am someone who... I don't know if you can tell, but I don't actually talk that much. At least I don't think so anyways. Some other people that I do know say I am a bit of a talkative person, but I personally think I don't talk as much as I would like to. And so because of that, I wanted to take this opportunity from streaming to just learn how to talk better, to get better at talking, to just be able to speak my mind and also not be afraid to be myself. Because I am someone that likes to think first before I speak, and sometimes I also, or actually most of the time, if I have nothing to say, then I just will not say it. So because of that, I do tend to be a quiet person, and moreover, I don't have many opportunities to be myself. I tend to hold people at arm's length because, I don't know, past trauma, I guess, who knows, but I want to take this opportunity to just, you know, to just be myself. It doesn't matter if I am a little bit quiet, if I am a little bit blunt, if I am a little bit of everything that makes me me. I should not be afraid to be myself and be who I am, and I think streaming and honestly like this behind the visage of a PNG that doesn't move because I am a bit too lazy to make it move, but yeah, I think this way it's easy for me to just be me. And I should take pride in that. Be happy about it. So that's one of my main goals when it comes to streaming. My other goals. Get through my ridiculous backlog of games. I have a lot of games that I have not played, and yet I still keep purchasing them anyways. I think everyone can relate to this in that regard. So yeah, one of my main goals for streaming is to just get through my backlog of games. I also want to try new things and get out of my comfort zone. Maybe just put myself here. Yeah, I want to get a bit out of my comfort zone. I want to try new things. I like trying new things. It's something that I do every so often, but getting out of my comfort zone, that is something I don't do very often, which is why I do want to change that. Streaming in and of itself is already way out of my comfort zone. If you couldn't tell at the start, even if I might not feel super nervous, I am still nervous regardless. Because, you know, I don't like talking, I'll be honest with you. But yet here I am, doing it to get out of my comfort zone, so here we are. In terms of trying new things, I want to do new hobbies and learn new skills. If anything, I think I tried too many new hobbies, so I might try and leave off of that. But in terms of skills, I like learning new skills in and of itself. I know a little bit about animation, art, and video editing, but I don't know anything in depth, so I might explore those a little bit more. We'll see. I want to learn a new language on top of what I am already learning. So I know English, I know Cantonese, although not as much as I would like, and I know a little bit Japanese and am still learning. But on top of that, I would like to learn another language, which is French. I do have a little bit of base in French, but I don't remember too much of it. It's been a really long time since I have used French, so I guess that would put me back at the beginner's level. I think my main extent of what I do know right now is Bonjour, je m'appelle Zendriosen. I kind of forgot how to say everything else, but yeah. I just really do. I like French. It was one of the languages that came easier to me, and it was one of the languages that I did do well with in school, so I guess because of that I do want to learn more about it. It's just learning multiple languages at the same time, oh boy, that's gonna be difficult. Do the lore that I wrote justice. I do have lore, I promise you I do. I just didn't bother starting off with one because I did not prepare anything for it. Lore-wise, I do want to use my lore as a way to get my writing out into the world. I believe I mentioned this earlier, I do want to animate it. I do want to make an actual lore video for it, but I have not done that yet because I don't think that my own skills are up to par with it, and commissioning someone, I currently don't have the funds for that, so that will have to wait a little while. But I want to one day put my lore out there, put myself out there, put my own writing out there, so hopefully by then I'll have a little bit saved up to do what I really want to do, and I hope that by then you'll be able to appreciate it too. Finish writing the story for the visual novel I want to make. Okay, so this actually started out as a joke between my cousins and I. We were planning on making a visual novel, but we kind of said it in a joking kind of way, but I low-key do want to actually do it. So I did recently start brainstorming a story for the visual novel, the potential visual novel, and I think I have a good solid base. It's just the matter of writing it in itself. So I hope that at some point in this career I will be able to finish it, and then from there we can figure out how to code it and make it a reality instead of just a fantasy. Another goal of mine, meet new people and make new friends. I am a little bit of a loner. I wouldn't say I'm completely shy, but I am a bit awkward and antisocial, and I don't really know how to speak to people, I suppose. So my aim for this whole streaming thing is to just eventually make new friends and meet new people, because I know that this community is an amazing one, and I know that there are amazing people here, and because of that, I would hope that I will be able to meet those amazing people too and play with them and just be friends with them. I don't know if I will reach out to anyone personally because, again, not shy, but I am a little bit awkward and a little bit... I don't know how you would say it. People scare me, okay? People scare me. So I don't know if I will personally reach out to anyone right away. It might take a little bit of time until I'm comfortable, until I explore more people and their content. But until then, it'll just be me and myself and anyone who happens to wander in. Another goal, stream semi-regularly. I don't actually know how many times I can stream in a week, which is why I don't have a schedule. And probably will not be posting one until I figure it out. I think 1 or 2 times a week at most I'll be able to accomplish. It's not as much as I would like, but it's something that I will have to work with because I have a full-time job on top of everything that I do, and that does eat up a lot of time. So my goal for now is to find a time to fit streaming regularly, somewhat regularly, into my schedule, and I am a busy person by nature, so hopefully I'll be able to figure this out. But for now, I am aiming for at least 1 or 2 times a week. So it's not as much as I would like, but for now, it's enough for me because I don't plan to make streaming my full-time job. I am pretty much just doing streaming as a side gig, some kind of hobby. So because of that, I don't place a whole ton of importance on it right now, but let's just say that it is something that I plan to keep doing in the future. Okay? So I guess that's it for my debut. I don't really have much to say right now, and... or well, I guess I would say I do have a lot to say. I was not expecting this debut stream to go over an hour, but yet here we are at, what, an hour 10 minutes? It's kind of surreal, I guess. Streaming is not something that I have ever thought of doing before, but here we are, and we'll make the most of it as we go. So I guess this is what I'll end off with for now. I need to go make lunch. It is getting kind of late and I still need to go to the gym later. But yeah, thank you so much for tuning in, anyone that did arrive here. And I look forward to seeing you again soon. Hopefully sometime next week. Okay, signing out, Zenryo-sen. Thank you everyone once again. Bye bye.